And after almost a year of negotiating, there is hope that the Chicago Teachers Union could have a deal for a new contract this week. NBC5's Lexi Suter reports on the final issues they are working out ahead of an important meeting tonight.
Good evening. CTU's entire bargaining team, more than 60 members, met at 1 o'clock this afternoon to review the final proposal from CPS. Now, CPS says it's pleased with its progress and believes it's offered a very fair deal. The two sides have been negotiating since last April. The final few issues include pay raises for veteran teachers, more prep time for elementary school teachers, and finally, teacher evaluations.
The union really wanted less frequent teacher evaluations for more experienced teachers who have done well on their evaluations in recent years. And that was also an area where CPS was really pushing back.
There is a CTU town hall meeting tonight via telephone at 6:30, and CTU has asked its membership to hold Wednesday open for a House of Delegates and all-member ratification vote. Now, once that's complete, CPS will present its final package to the Board of Education for approval. Mayor Brandon Johnson did address this situation on Sunday. He said he didn't want to speak too soon, but he believes both sides are very close to reaching a deal. Also noting that this would be the first time in about a decade, more than a decade, that it wouldn't go to a strike. A lot more to come on this story. For now, we're reporting outside CTU headquarters. I'm Lexi Suter. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Lexi.
After almost a year of negotiating, there is some hope tonight that the Chicago Teachers Union could have a deal for a new contract this week.
So what is the timeline and what are the final sticking points? NBC5's JC Navarrete is live for us with details. JC.
Hey there, Mary and Alex. Yeah, are we any closer to striking a deal? That is a question that we all, of course, want answered, but we can't answer it just yet. Right now, it's in the hands of the big bargaining team here with CTU. If they approve this proposal, it will then be handed off to the House of Delegates. Of course, that would be the very next step. So right now, where we stand is that big bargaining team will be getting together, I should say, later on tonight. But I did have a source tell me that they say they are staying tight-lipped. They will not be releasing any details until at least tomorrow morning. CTU had 5 big sticking points going into the latest bargaining session. The remaining 3 are additional pay for experienced teachers, adjustments to class size, and more prep time for elementary school teachers.
The union really wanted less frequent teacher evaluations for more experienced teachers who have done well on their evaluations in recent years. And that was also an area where CPS was really pushing back.
So again, here is where we stand right now. There is a CTU town hall meeting tonight via telephone at 6:30. That is when leadership will be providing members more information and has asked its membership to hold Wednesday open for a House of Delegates and an all-member ratification vote. Again, another promising sign that a deal may finally be on the horizon after more than 11 months of negotiation. We'll have much more on this tonight at 10. And I did speak to Paul Vallis, which of course was at the head of CPS during the 90s and the early 2000s. Why he tells me he believes this will be the most expensive contract in the CTU history. Guys, I'll send things back to you in the studio.
All right, see you later tonight, JC. Thank you. We're starting here tonight with big news for over 300,000 kids and their families in Chicago. Just about 2 hours ago, Chicago Public Schools and the Chicago Teachers Union reached a tentative agreement on a new contract. It's taken 11 months of tough negotiating to get here. NBC5's JC Navarrete looks at what changed tonight to get to a deal and what is next.
We all took a deep breath.
A sigh of relief for the Chicago Teachers Union after finally reaching a tentative deal on a new teacher's contract. This evening, CTU telling us the big bargaining team is greenlighting this proposal, saying in part, quote, "Our big bargaining team and executive board voted in favor of the proposed settlement with CPS. We officially have a tentative agreement." Former CPS Superintendent Paul Vallis giving us new insight into the process. Vallis telling me he thinks while the deal may get done, it'll likely be the most expensive too.
You know, the district's probably going to be facing upwards to $1 billion budget deficit next year.
It's been a long and winding road, one that ended with the school board resigning rather than firing Pedro Martinez. Martinez eventually reached a settlement with the board to terminate his contract over his refusal to take on a $300 million short-term high-interest loan to fund the contract and the teachers' pensions. Vallis today praising Martinez for sticking to his guns, even though it cost him his job.
What they're pretty much accepting is much of what he offered early on.
CTU telling me they've made great strides on the final three big issues, which are pay increases for experienced teachers, a change to teacher evaluations, and more prep time for elementary school teachers. This would be the first time since 2012 that the teachers union would be able to reach a deal on a contract while avoiding a strike. Now, what comes next? The House of Delegates. And from there, if approved, it would be up to the 30,000 member union to sign it. Reporting from Chicago Teachers Union, JC Navarrete, NBC5 News.
After nearly a year of talks, the Chicago Teachers Union and Chicago Public Schools have a deal. That tentative agreement will now go to a vote for formal approval. Lexi Suter breaks down what's inside.
The 60-plus member bargaining committee for the teachers union approved a tentative agreement, moving the contract now to the next phase of the process.
Not a perfect contract, because this ain't a perfect school district, in an imperfect city, and an imperfect country. And it is taking steps in the direction to actually provide what people deserve.
Mayor Brandon Johnson speaking today, proud of the partnership between the city and the union and the fact that the pair avoided a strike for the first time in more than 15 years.
This contract does reflect the values that I ran on and what the people of Chicago expected from my administration.
Here's what the contract includes: increasing the number of libraries and librarians, ensuring smaller class sizes, giving each school a social worker and nurse every day, and doubling the number of bilingual staff. More staff will be hired to assist students with disabilities. Teachers will receive a pay raise over each year of the contract of at least 4% per year, and receive an extra 10 minutes of prep time daily. Insurance benefits are expanded for union members, including 12 weeks of parental leave and infertility treatment. The district will receive an additional $10 million for sports programming, and the city will be tasked with assisting unhoused students and their families. CPS says year one of the contract is budgeted for, but it's counting on tax increment financing, a special funding tool to bridge the gap for years 2 through 4.
If we receive our full share of TIF funding that we're supposed to get, based on the fact that right now TIFs are producing $1.2 billion every single year, half of that would be going to CPS every single year, we would be pretty close to eliminating that structural deficit.
As for the next steps, now CTU's House of Delegates will likely vote on this tomorrow, and then it will go to a full membership vote, hopefully by the end of the week. After that, if approved, it will go to the Board of Education for its approval. Reporting outside CTU headquarters, Lexi Suter, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Lexi. We'll be watching that every step of the way.